In the US and Brazil, we have a national holiday called Thanksgiving that falls on the fourth Thursday of November. For those of you who think I'm speaking the obvious, remember we share a global conversation. Instead of giving us a quick recap of Thanksgiving anyone can find on Wikipedia, and there's probably a podcast for that anyway, I'm going to jump to my point. The Coffee Podcast has reached its 4-year mark with over 1 million listens, and that requires some Thanksgiving. I know this will sound corny, but I want to thank you. I know from a poll in our email newsletter that you may be a listener who is new, or you may have been listening since the genesis of the podcast. I want to thank you on behalf of the podcast for being a part of the conversation through your engagement. Maybe you engage only by listening. Maybe you send me an email every now and again, or maybe you share the conversation with your peers. No matter your level of engagement, I'm thankful you take time out of your life to tune in. Your life is precious, and I don't deserve 1 second of it. Your choice to share that with me is a gift, and I take that very seriously and have a deep sense of gratitude for it. May the time you spend listening to this podcast add great value to your coffee passions. Now, there are plenty of people to thank with regard to their participation. Take the guest, for example, who never had to say yes to an interview. You all know who you are, and I thank you again. May 2020 be a year where our conversations build up the coffee sector and amplify the voices of the marginalized. I want to thank Weston Peterson for his early engagement, Sweat for an ongoing support of the podcast. May your journeys as a Marine bring you to places of great blessing. And just to make sure things get extra sappy, I want to thank someone behind the curtain. My best friend and life partner, Allison, has sacrificed more for this podcast than anyone could truly know. She has encouraged me at my lowest and humbled me at my highest regarding the project, and she certainly puts up with a lot of ideas and uninvited coffee talk without ever complaining. May your sacrifices for this podcast return to you in blessings tenfold. So this is my 2019 thank you. It's not an episode, but a one-way letter to you as a listener, to those who have helped make this possible, and to my wife who has endured my audacious coffee passions. Thank you from the top of my heart. Here's to year 5. For the record, my wife says I should say from the deepest part, the innerest, what part of my heart? The bottom of my heart, but I don't want to give people what's at the bottom. I want to give you what's at the top. This is maybe considered a blooper. Don't worry about it.